welcome to True Projects. In this video, we are going to explain about project titled Credit Card Fraud Detection, a realistic modeling and a novel learning strategy. The project examines the difficulties involved in detecting the credit card fraud, including the concept drift, class imbalance, and the verification latency. It points out that current learning algorithms for fraud detection lack realism and proposes a new learning approach to tackle these challenges. The project introduced a formalization of the fraud detection problem that accurately describes the operational conditions of fraud detection systems and suggests suitable performance measures for the evaluating the fraud detection. By conducting the experiments on the dataset over 75 million authorized transactions spanning 3 years, the project demonstrated how class imbalance and concept drift affect fraud detection in the real-world scenario. The project objective is to suggest a practical approach and a new learning strategy for detecting the credit card fraud that effectively handles concept drift, class imbalance, and verification latency. It also aims to define the fraud detection problem in a realistic manner by considering the operational conditions of fraud detection system and propose suitable performance measure for evaluating the fraud detection accuracy. Through experiments conducted on the real-world dataset of over 75 million authorized transactions for the drift impact fraud detection. These are the basic requirements that are needed to fulfill this project, that is hardware requirements, operating system of Windows, processor of i5 and above, RAM of 4 GB and above, hard disk of 20 GB and above, software requirement, Python IDEL with version of 3.7. These are the modules that are implemented to build this project. The first module is Upload Recent plus Feedback Credit Card Dataset. Here in this module, the recent and feedback credit card transaction details are uploaded. The recent dataset contains the historical transactions that have already been used to train the classifier. The feedback dataset consists of new transactions that have been analyzed and labeled by experts as either fraud or non-fraud. These datasets are essential for training and updating the classifier. And the second module is Train Ensemble Random Forest Classifier. In this module, it trained the Ensemble Random Forest Classifier. This Ensemble Random Forest Classifier is trained using the recent and feedback credit card dataset. The Random Forest algorithm is a popular machine learning technique that builds the multiple decision trees and combines their prediction to make the final classification. By training an ensemble random forest classifier, the model can leverage the collective knowledge and improve the fraud detection accuracy. And the third module is Upload Delayed Credit Card Transactions. In this module, the delayed credit card transaction data is uploaded. This dataset contains the transactions that not have been verified by experts and therefore do not have any label indicating the fraud or non-fraud. These transactions are considered as delayed data and will be used in the next module to assign the class label using the proposed learning strategy. And the fourth module is Train Ensemble Random Forest on Recent plus Feedback plus Delayed Transactions. In this module, the Ensemble Random Forest Classifier is retrained using the combination of recent, feedback, and delayed credit card transactions. This module incorporates the delay data into the model, allowing it to learn from unlabeled transactions and assign the class label based on the previous classifier data. This retraining process aims to improve the classifier performance and increase the accuracy of the fraud detection. And the fifth module is Extreme Machine Learning Algorithm. This module, the Extreme Machine Learning Algorithm, is employed in this module. The specific details and techniques used in this algorithm are not provided, and it assured this algorithm plays a role in enhancing the fraud detection capability of Ensemble Random Forest Classifier. And this machine learning algorithm likely introduce additional learning mechanism for refine the classifier performance. And the final module is Accuracy Graph. This graph module visualizes the performance of the fraud detection system. It likely plots the accuracy metric which measures the correctness of the classifier prediction over the time or other relevant factors. This graph provides the insights into the effectiveness of proposed approach in detecting the credit card fraud and allow for comparison between the different iteration or versions of the classifier. The execution of this project. Here, this folder consisting of 4 files, the dataset folder consisting of the trainer dataset and the dataset we used, and here these 2 files represents the code which in the form of Python, and that last file is of bat file which is used for execution. First we need to double click on run.bat file. Here, execution of each module may take some time to give the output because the dataset contains of 28 lakh records. First, we need to click on Upload Recent plus Feedback Credit Card Dataset button. For uploading the recent and feedback data, here we take the recent feedback, our feedback, and click on Open button. Here in this screen we can see the dataset contains of 284807 records, and in that application we used the 80% of data to training and 20% of data for testing trained model prediction accuracy. In this screen we can see the training application as used of 199,364 records, and for testing application using the 85443 records. Now data for training and testing is ready. And now click on the Train Ensemble Random Forest Classifier button. Here the Train Random Forest Classifier is generated with an accuracy of 99.8%, and it used the feedback accuracy value of 91.07. And now click on Upload Delay Credit Card Transaction button to upload the delay data which has no label, and select the delay data set and click on Open button. Here in this delay data set, application will apply the feedback data on delay data to rank and assign the class label to delay data. In delay data set, I am using only 10 records as ranking from feedback of 28 lakh record, which may take much time if we use that of large delay data. Here the dataset size is of 11. Here we split the delay for training size is of 9 and for testing size of 2. As of 80% we use it for training and 20% is use it for testing the application. And now click on Train Ensemble Random Forest on recent plus feedback plus delay transactions. Here it gives an accuracy of 50% and the delay accuracy value of 91.072%. Here in this step we will have the latest classifier which has model from recent feedback and delay data, will not allow the fraud transaction to become the non-fraud. And click on Extension Extreme Learning Machine Learning Algorithm button. Here extension ALM accuracy on delay data use an of 99.8%, and click on Accuracy Graph button. Here this graph represents the x-axis value, x-axis represents the techniques or the algorithms we used in this project, and the y-axis represents the values assigned to the each one, and close this graph. In this way the credit card fraud detection of a realistic modeling and a novel learning strategy is formed. The conclusion drawn from the project are that the majority of works addressing the fraud detection problem in credit card transactions unrealistically assume that the class of each transaction is immediately provided for training the classifier. The project provides a formal description of articulated classification problem involved in fraud detection and describes the alert feedback interaction, which is the mechanism provided recent supervised sampling to train or update the classifier. The project also claimed that in contrast of traditional performance measure used in the literature and a real-world fraud detection system, the precision of the reported alerts is probably the most meaningful one since investigators can check only a few alerts.
Thank you for watching video. For more projects please visit our website www.trueprojects.in. For updates on latest project videos, please visit True Projects YouTube channel and subscribe.